I'm going to overshare right now on this podcast. Welcome.
No, yeah.
But I get waxed, right? Ever since COVID, I get waxed. And so when you get waxed, you have to let your hair grow to a certain length. So my wax is coming up in like a week and a half. So my like hair is like on the longer side. So that was for you. I saved that. You see? Yeah, anyway. But you had to shave a lot, and that's why. Here we are.
Hi, I'm Rob White, and welcome to another exciting episode of Who the F is Rob White? A show where I tattoo and talk with stand-up comics. My guest today is Allie Walker. Allie, say hello.
Hello.
Allie was just oversharing with us all the information of waxing and exfoliating hair, I guess.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It is.
Are you ready to rock and roll?
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'll do this up. Got a little artist painter palette design here that was in my drawing.
It was funny
stuff.
Because when I don't know, I'll share that I was like stalking all your old flash sheets when
that's excellent.
When we first did this, when we first decided that we were going to do this, I was like, all right, let me look. He's like, just find something you like and then we'll tattoo it. And I was like scrolling through your flash sheets and I was like, ooh, I like this, I like this, I like this, I like this. And then I had like 10 sheets favorited and I'm like, well, this is not helpful because now I'm like, all right, I have 10 new tattoo ideas and I don't know what I want to get.
Good. Just get all of them then.
Yeah, right. And then you posted this, like a week and a half ago?
Yeah, I found the design somewhere. I can't remember where it was, and I just was like, oh, that's a lot of fun. Like, we should definitely post that up again. Painted it up, so I figured, might as well.
It's cool.
It's fun. Tattoos are supposed to be like that.
I know.
Now, wait, why a palette? Like, because I have to ask the question, like, I don't know, do you paint or anything like that?
I don't paint, no, but I really...
You're just like... stolen valor right now. People are gonna be like, oh my God, are you an artist?
You know what's so funny is I was about to say, I know that like one of my coworkers is gonna be like, oh, what does it mean? You know, like how people are always, they wanna know what your tattoo means. And like, I think the more tattoos you have, the less they mean. You know, like, cause
but
like...
they always are gonna eventually have meaning though.
Yeah,
you know
or like at least they're like a memory. Like I have a Friday the 13th tattoo on my ankle that is literally a piece of pizza.
Yeah, you literally do.
It's right there. Like, it's a piece of pizza.
You have a vampire pepperoni slice.
Yeah.
So random.
And it says 13.
Wow.
You know? So it's like, there's no...
You know what?
What does pizza mean to you?
Fun.
It is. And that was fun. And I went with friends, and it was $20. And I was like... And the guy said to me, like, we picked out from a flash sheet of these little mini tattoos, and they were like $13 plus the $7 tip, you know? Old school. And I picked that one out, and the guy goes, oh, I've been waiting for someone to pick this all day. He's like, would you mind if I did it in color? And I was like, I mean, is it still $20? And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, fuck yeah, go ahead. You could do it in color. I don't care.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm happy, and it's supposed to be. It's like tattoos are supposed to be, like, silly sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, they're not all supposed to be these... We've gone back and forth on this show a dozen times with that, where it's like, people will just get all like, what does it mean, dude? What does it mean? Like, sometimes it just means that you had, $30 in your pocket and it was a weird day, you know? Who gives a shit?
Sometimes it means you just wanted it.
Yeah, it's just like, you're not supposed to do this. This is not supposed to be something you do. You do it because you're goofy. Tattoos are goofy, you know? You know what? Like, right now, it would be a nice time, I guess, to give a shout-out to... another comedy podcast or YouTube show, Stand Up Memories. Because I don't know if you watch Stand Up Memories at all.
Oh, no, but I've...
Harry's been on, Joey Cola's been on.
I've seen, like, 1 or 2 episodes of it. It's good.
I feel like I'm younger, but I still feel like I love watching all the older, stories. So Jeff Bales, Jesus Christ.
Peter Bales?
No, Jeff Bales is the ex-chief of my firehouse. I always do that. Peter Bales and Jackie the Joke Man Martling have that show, and it's a killer show. Yeah, everybody should watch that after they're done watching this.
Yeah, Peter's cool. He was my my stand-up university teacher. Him and Rich Walker.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I went and did the John Truson class when I first started.
Okay, cool. How'd you like it?
No, I did. It was good. You know what? Comedy classes are one of those things where no one's going to teach you to be funny.
No.
But there are so many little things that you just don't understand that you go up there and you're like, oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop the mic like Chris Rock, and I'm going to, I'm going to scream, and I'm going to yell, and I'm going to be like Sam Kinison, and all these different things that you just don't realize are terrible ideas.
Oh, yeah.
And so when you take a stand-up comedy class, they're like, no, go up on stage, be courteous to the host, shake their hand, give them a fist bump, whatever is appropriate, and move the mic stand off,
Yeah, it's like the how-tos. How-tos of that portion of like what to do, but also it's great for like joke writing, right? It like helps you to like, hey, like how do you actually write a joke? Because I think for most people that do stand-up, like you start as like a funny person, right? You just like are funny. People laugh when you're around, or like you like comedy, or like there's some sort of like
you're doing something right.
Yeah,
but it's always in the moment.
Exactly. So it's like, how do you capture that?
Yeah.
And how do you learn? Because I remember when I took the stand-up university, there were times where I was like, oh, I have this I'd come in with this really hilarious idea, and they'd be like, yeah, that's like funny in the moment.
It's not
like that's one of those like, yeah, like haha, you laughed with you and your person, but like nobody else. You're gonna have to tell a 10-minute backstory for anybody else to think that's funny. And
so I got this friend, and he's such a crack up. Everybody loves him, and it's like, yeah, he's your friend. He's not our friend.
Yeah, and we don't know him exactly. We don't know him, and we don't know why he's a crackhead, and we don't know anything.
He's a crackhead. What?
No, I don't know. What did you say? I can't hear.
Crack up, but he might be
crackhead. Crackhead.
He's a crackhead. He's my friend. Smokes crack. He's not a very good friend because I just let him smoke crack. I don't try to get him off the sauce.
He partakes in the crack every once in a while.
Have you ever smoked crack?
Oh no, absolutely not.
I never smoked crack either.
I'm strictly a weed gal, if you will.
All right, that's all right. I feel like if you did smoke crack, you probably wouldn't be here.
No.
You know what I mean? I feel like your priorities get shuffled around a little bit, and you're like, 100%. Tattoo money, crack money.
Do you want to hear something funny? Speaking of crack,
I never want to hear anything funny.
Segue. Don't tell me. No, it's not like a let's laugh hard funny, but it's a very hilarious little thing. My fiance's aunt, she like knows that I smoke weed, and so she's trying to be supportive, right? So she buys me a bowl for Christmas, and she puts it in my stocking, and she's like, I got you a little something. She buys me this bowl, it's so beautiful, this glass bowl, and then she buys me this other thing. She's like, yeah, I got you 2 little pipes. One is this beautiful bowl, and the other one is a crack pipe. 100% of
that is pretty funny.
Like a crack pipe, and it's not even like there's one hitters and like a one hitter.
Yeah, but it's a glass vial with like the.
This is like a crack.
It's one of those glass vials with the rose in it. And
stuff. Wait, let me show you this. Let me see. Can I put a photo up to the thing? Can we show the crack pipe?
Oh yeah,
I'll send you the photo.
We'll put this in later.
Okay, so then we're gonna put my phone down, but
yeah. Oh god.
We'll feature the crack pipe.
It looks like a crack pipe.
Here, wait, can I point over here? There's the crack pipe. Yeah, but so she can never know, because I feel like she's one of those people that would like be personally offended if she accidentally bought me a crack pipe. So I was just like, oh my god, I love it so much.
So nice.
Yeah, she's trying to support my my marijuana tendencies. That was nice of her.
Like, drug paraphernalia is so funny because, especially like when I was younger, you were younger, because it was regular stuff as well. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, there was no such thing as like a crack pipe when I was younger. It was like they sold in the gas stations a little glass vials with the rose inside. Uh-huh. And you're just like, I don't know why anybody would buy a little mini rose for their lady. Like, why would you do? It's not, because it's for crack. You're like, oh. And I remember, my grandmother who was the least hip person under the sun. I don't know how she got wise to the game, but she came by my apartment one day, and I had one of those Weight Watchers scales. Uh-huh. And then she talked to my sister about it. She's like, your brother's selling weed, and I was like, what is? I know you're a weed addict. I'm like, first of all, how are you so hip that you knew that scale could be used for that? But then at the same time, you'll say you're addicted to grass. And you know what was messed up was I was smoking weed, but I wasn't selling it. I was actually doing like Weight Watchers at the
Yeah.
time. So I was like, I'm actually trying to do something good.
Like, I'm trying to lose weight, Grandma.
Yeah, because you're smoking that jazz cabbage. Like, all right. What about crazy drugs and guys?
Yeah, let's get back to drugs. Weed, man. Woo.
Yeah, the edible heroin, all that kind of stuff.
You know what's funny is I find that like older people call like weed dope, but
Right.
but my dad was like a narcotics detective, so he called heroin dope, and like
Right.
that's
That's the way it was supposed to be. So yeah,
it's a weird.
guys are smoking that dope, and you're like,
I'm like
no.
I'm not big into the heroin.
Yeah, heroin. I've never done heroin. That's
No,
another,
that's a big one.
you know,
Yeah.
It's yeah. I feel like it always just ends in bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like 99.9% of the time, if you do heroin, it's just not good. But that 0.1%, you become Keith Richards, and then you're like literally the guitar player of the most amazing band
Yeah.
for the longest running band ever.
How does that you know, that's the one thing I never understand. All those like amazing artists from like the 50s, 60s, 70s who were like strung out on so many drugs and like were beyond incredible. Like, how do you? I can't even get up on stage and tell a joke with like 2 drinks in my system.
Yeah, you know what? I gotta say, I'm the same way. But when you go up there, you smoke before you go up?
Not directly before, because I get nervous that I'm gonna like all of a sudden blank and I'm not gonna remember any of my jokes, and I'm just gonna be standing there and be like, well, it's just me and you guys, you know, with like nothing in my brain, right?
Yeah, you're just gonna look like an idiot ass just up there staring at the
Yeah.
microphone. But I can't either. Like, I tried the other day. I think I went to where was it? It was Round 2 Pub. And
Ooh.
I got to headline at Round 2 Pub, so it's looking pretty good these days.
Watch out.
Round 2.
If you
Should've
missed
seen
him at
1.
round 2.
You know, and I decided to drink like 6 drinks before I got up there.
As you would.
And I did good, but there was definitely like it definitely took something away from me. You know, like whatever it is, like your edge that's there that you have was not there. So I felt like I'd been phoning it in.
Fair. That's fair. Yeah, the first time when I was like very, very brand new into comedy, I had a show that I was really nervous for. I had someone that was coming to watch me, and I was like so like freaking out. I had been doing comedy for like 35 seconds, right?
Yeah.
And I had like a drink, and then I had another drink, and then I had like a third drink, and I'm like a like a 2-beer queer.
Oh, you didn't know.
I don't know. Can I say that? I can. I'm gay. It's fine. But I'm like
You can say it. She's gay.
I'm checking with you. I'm like, well, I'm the gay one here. I'm allowed. But I am. I'm like a 2-beer queer, so I really can't like drink in excess because it goes right to I'm gonna be drunk. I'm a cheap date. That's for sure.
You'd be funny drunk though. Like you're funny drunk. Right?
Yeah.
I think I become funny, but I think I'm really becoming an asshole. Truth.
All of the above. I think that's what makes us fun. But it's not like go up on stage funny. It's like entertain a drunk group of girls that I'm like at my friend's bachelorette party. Like that's the kind of funny.
Like I want to go out and steal something, like an airplane.
Yeah, or like I can crack some jokes about the Uber driver real quick, but
Just
like
silly goose
but
shit.
like could I say it on stage and make the crowd laugh as hard as these random people I don't know? Probably not.
Well, that's because the magic of stand-up comedy is that all of this is pre-rehearsed to a certain degree. Even people are like, dude, you see the crowd work that insert famous comedian that's going on right now? You see all the crowd work? I'm like, yeah, but a lot of that is like, I'm gonna run into a guy that's Italian. I'm gonna run into a person that's a doctor.
Yeah.
You know, we're all just kind of, you know, not that we're not we're all original, but we have our own perspective, and then you gotta craft that joke so that, you know, I know how I'm gonna go.
Very rarely are you like getting like, and every once in a while when you get a new awesome like one-liner crowd work, you're gonna work it in 15 other times after that because you knew it worked, and you know that it's gonna work if you get it in the right situation again. Like that's the
and sometimes
beauty
they're
of
so
it.
specific that they seem like, you know, like I saw somebody in the Comedy Cellar once. They were like, oh, where are you from? I was like, oh, I'm from Great Britain. And then they responded, oh, well, I'm from Fantastic America. And I thought that was the funniest thing, Fantastic
That is
America.
great.
And then I was there another time, and it was the same comedian, and the same thing happened. And I'm like, oh, we're being set up? And I'm like, no, it's because the cellar is in New York City, and everyone's from, like, you're going to have somebody that's going to say
You're always.
France and Spain and wherever.
The reason I don't drink on stage is because my 3-beer queer, and the fact that I had these 3 drinks, I got up on stage, I messed up like 3 jokes. I was like 2 seconds into comedy, messed up 3 jokes, and someone yelled at me while I was on stage. Because they caught my mess up and they like called me out on it. They're like, oh, I thought you said you were a lesbian. And I was like,
I'm in recovery.
And yeah, so that was the last time that I ever drank before a show. The end.
Why, did you try to do like... Chris over here laughing is... He's hyperventilating on the floor. Did you try to do like straight girl humor?
No,
Did you have like a...
Well, so you know
before,
how...
like you... Because some people, like, you hear, like, old songs from, like, Elton John, and he's talking about his girl, and you're like, no.
Like, which girl? Yeah, no, exactly.
In the beginning, he was just like, no, look at how straight I am.
Look at me and my wife.
But you're from what I remember you saying, you're Gold Star.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Full blown. Well, you know what it is I think that when you first start comedy, a bunch of comedians that have been doing comedy longer want to help you write jokes, right? Like, I feel like everybody can relate. They are like, oh, try this, do this, blah, blah, blah. And I do think in, like, the stand-up university class, there was some, like, no, it doesn't have to be accurate. Just go with it. Which is I am, like, beyond thankful. Exactly.
Sure.
I'm beyond thankful for everything I learned there. So there's no bad talking. I just am, like, I think that's kind of, like, what it was. Like, just go with it. Just do it. Just try it. And I do think some of my jokes... One of them, I can't even remember it because I don't tell it anymore, but I do remember it was like something about, oh, you know what? I tell the joke, but I tell it differently now. It's my joke about the Uber picking up, the person in the Uber. I don't know if you guys know the joke.
It's an Uber.
My Uber joke where I like pick up the hot girl from high school.
You're driving the Uber.
Yeah, it's my joke. But so I
don't remember the show.
That's all right.
Weird. Okay.
It's at the end of my set. But when I first told the joke, it was like I was saying that the girl like stole my boyfriend, and obviously it was not something that I wanted to go with, but they're like, no, just try it.
Right.
And then I like said that joke, but now I look like a bully because I'm saying I'm gay, but now I'm calling this one girl a bitch because she stole my boyfriend. They're like, I thought you were a lesbian. And I just like,
following the narrative way too. It was probably somebody that was interesting.
Yeah.
And then they were like, wait, you're not a lesbian.
Thought you were gay.
You're a real one.
Yeah.
You're a fake one.
You're a faker. Look at these lines. They're beautiful.
It's in there, nice, and I hate it.
Do you?
I do. It always hurts.
I think there's certain spots that I would never get tattooed again because I hated the feeling so much.
Like your taint?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
I'll let you know.
You can have tattoos for 2 different reasons. You can have tattoos because you want to, get some kind of piece of artistry on your body so that it flows with your whole body. Mm-hmm. Or you can go about getting like a little collection, like a patchwork quilt.
Exactly.
I don't know. When I went to school, I remember like there was so many different like types of kids and their dress and their style. And you had like your hip hop kids, and they had everything matched, like their Yankee hat matched their pants, which matched their shoes. It was all like one outfit. And the jocks had their like sporty kind of outfits that matched. And then there was the punk rock kids, and those kids nothing matched.
Yeah.
They just had like a patch over here, a piece of plaid over there, safety pins, all this stuff. But it was cool because like I knew a lot about them from what they wore, I could look at them and be like, oh, that kid really, he likes, this band, and he hates the government, he loves the Ramones and the Sex Pistols, and I know what he's into.
Yeah.
And that was kind of cool to be like a patchwork quilt. And I wanted to be like that more than I wanted to have like one giant dragon sleeve or what have you.
I also feel like there's not one singular thing that I think I like enough that I want to make my whole, like to your point, I want more space. I don't want to take up one, like my whole arm. And to anybody who wants to, good, to each your own. But like, I don't want to friggin', this is a whole, you know how many tattoos I could fit on this arm?
And you're a constantly evolving person, right? Like the stuff that like, even as a person, like I'm sure there was things that when you were like 16, 17 that you absolutely don't even give a shit about anymore. And you know,
Oh yeah.
so as you go through life, you're like, oh, I really, really like this idea. And then you get it, and then, you know, you don't regret it. You just go, oh, well, I'm not 25 anymore.
Exactly.
I don't feel that same way. So imagine if you were like 25 years old and you just decided that you wanted a Japanese sleeve and a Japanese bodysuit and what have you, and now you're older and you're like, I don't know, I'm into goth. Or...
Yeah, well, and I wonder, I don't know your take on the tattoos, like blackout tattoos. I always wonder with that, I'm like, are you committing to never wanting another tattoo?
Never go back again.
Like you can't undo that. That is...
You're for life.
You have now just like black ink skin, which is like, once again, if that's your thing, good for you. But like me, I would want the chance to like add and do more.
Yeah, it just seems like very, like a lot of the people that are doing that started off because they had tattoos that they didn't want anymore, and that was a good way to cover it, you know? And
Yeah,
I understood that to some degree. Okay, fine, shit, whatever, we do that. But then now I see a lot of kids doing these giant blackouts because, let's be honest, they're fucking boring. They don't know anything about anything in life. They're just boring, and they're like, I want tattoos, but I don't know. I don't know meanings. So then they just color themselves in black.
Just gonna do it all.
And
yeah.
I'm waiting for the moment because I know it's going to happen. I'm waiting for the moment, and I support them. I'm waiting for the black community to come out and be like, this is bullshit right here. You're stealing our culture.
Yeah, right? I would support that movement.
You're literally starting to turn yourself black. No, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
That's not how
this is not politically correct.
You know what I mean? No, I've seen it with like,
for real.
half black face with the tattoos.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, you're doing permanent blackface. Is there nobody gonna stand up and
like what's up with this? Yeah, no, I can't. Yeah, so that's one thing I'm not like, if I don't know anybody that has any tattoos like that. If they want them, like I said, I don't judge people with their tattoos.
I judge everybody and their tattoos.
Do you?
All the time.
I love that. Oh my God.
Judgmental person.
Yes, give the tea.
I do. If somebody gives me any kind of crap about tattoos, I just literally look at their page. The first thing I do. And if their page is all like neo, like ultra realism or something, oh my God. If you have like full color ultra realism and you say anything,
you're like, I hate you. I hate you.
Boring. Ultra realism. Just the phrase ultra realistic makes me want to punch a baby in the face.
That's amazing.
Because think about it, what's ultra? It means more than.
We should show a photo of ultra realism so that anybody that doesn't know.
It's ultra is more than, right? So like more than, it's like ultra better, more than. Ultra realism would basically mean like what? Like
what is that, like AI
so realistic. It's so realistic that it's not realistic. It's almost like you went backwards, you know?
Oh God.
I don't know.
That's exhausting.
It's stupid.
Ultra
what are you mumbling off
realistic.
camera? What? Hatred, yeah.
Hate mail.
I do ultra realism. You have no imagination.
I don't even know. I'll be honest with you. I'm trying to think of what ultra realism is.
I do realism. Well, you know what else does realism? A camera. A camera does realism. Enjoy it. The Kodak company, they made it like 1,000 years ago.
I'm gonna sound like a novice. What is ultra realism versus
it's just
real?
Like doing like.
It's too much. It's the most.
I don't know. I don't even know. I just keep hearing certain phrases. I hear these phrases and I just don't even understand what it means. Like, I specialize in watercolor tattoos. I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, just watercolor? And then I'm like, every single sheet of tattoo designs, tattoo flash that I've created is done with watercolor.
It's watercolor.
And they're like, yeah, but not like that. We want it like...
Oh, like creepy. Okay.
Like this, right? It's like... Yeah, where it's like almost a photograph of a person. Like, and that's never going to last.
No, and who are you getting a photograph of?
I don't know. It's never anybody cool. It's always like their family member.
Yeah, like this is my...
Stupid. Hey, what do you got a photo of there? Oh, that's a portrait of my dead grandmother. Like,
this is Aunt Janice.
It's so weird. It's like, why couldn't it be something cool?
Imagine you got a family member like pre-nose job and they were like, I hate that photo of me.
Oh,
right?
Imagine if they got it and then they transition. Like, what do you do? Like, hey, there's just a picture of some old somebody. Someone I gave birth to, maybe possibly.
You're like, I don't know.
What do you do with that?
Or a name. What if you get same concept? A name. The parents that get like my dad has like Alexandra and Kaylee on his chest. What if Kaylee decided she was, what if Kaylee woke up one day and was like, I'm Keith? That would be
serves the parents right for having kids. Why would you have them? They're stupid.
Your fault.
Why would you make more? There's enough for nobody right now, and you're making more.
Oh my God, there are so many unadopted children.
That's how I feel. I mean, a lot of people get mad when you say shit like that, but I'm just like, you see it on a level when we talk about pets. And you're violent about it, right? Okay, don't go out and buy a dog or a cat. Adopt a dog or a cat. Okay, cool. Why? Because there's a lot of dogs and cats that are sweet and amazing and don't have homes. Good point. I'm going to go adopt. But then I'm going to go home to my litter of children that I created. Because we need to pass on these fantastic genetics.
That's hilarious. I've never thought of it. Do you do a bit about that?
No.
You should explore that.
I have so much written about my hatred for making more when we don't have...
Yeah.
Why are you making more when there's literally...
That's so funny.
And remember when the whole big thing was
grinning way too much about this. I'm like, wow, unadopted kids.
We can't let the gays adopt children, though. God only knows.
No.
Yeah, you're right. It's terrible. We should never let them have a loving home. We should keep those kids in a shitty foster home because God forbid somebody loves them and they have a rainbow flag. Like, who cares?
God forbid.
Who cares?
Don't show those kids love. They're in the system.
That gets me so angry. I'm just like, gay is green, okay? That's what I say.
Gay is
green. Okay, no, because here's the thing. Because if you follow the rules of being gay, the one thing that you're not doing is making more, right? And if you're adopting, holy shit, what an amazing experience that is.
Yeah, that's giving back.
You're literally like, I choose not to bring forth more of my species because there's already enough. I'm going to bring this one here and get him an ice cream cone and a teddy bear.
So funny. I love that you compared it to literally adopting a dog, though. That's so because people freak out.
Like dogs. Children will eat their own shit too. It's true. I've seen it happen.
It's so funny though because really, if you buy people get crazy especially if you have a dog that you did not get at a shelter. People are like, oh, what kind of dog is that? Oh, and especially if you have a dog that's more of a designer dog. I do it with my dog. My dog's a Maltipoo, but we got her on Craigslist. So it's
what is it called?
She's a Maltipoo.
Oh, God bless you.
Maltese poodle, yeah.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
You guys have any more Maltipoo?
It's really good with ketchup.
Sorry, I'll let you continue on that.
So she's a Maltipoo, which is technically a designer dog, but we literally got her on Craigslist. So it feels and she was rehomed, so it feels like it's a good combo. You know what I mean?
Doing something beautiful.
Yeah, we didn't get her from the people that we got her from probably got it from one of those mills, and then we just bought it. She was going to get kicked out on the street, so that is fostering.
That's beautiful, though.
So I think we're doing the right thing.
Why do we not understand that when it comes to children, though?
No, it's
we're just but I want one that's carrying on my blood lineage. And I'm like, are you sure? We don't really need that.
Yeah, they're my 10 ancestors died of cancer, but I want them to have my genes specifically.
Carry on the bloodline.
Yeah.
What bloodline? What are we doing?
Well, that's people that get golden retrievers. Respectfully, golden retrievers die at 8 now because they're all super, super crossbred and very Game of Thronesy.
That's a lot of human beings I see these days, though. They're very crossbred Games of Thrones. You ever see? I want anybody at home watching this right now to think about the last 3 people that told you we're having a baby. And I want you to tell me that child that they're bringing into this world you don't already have concern for. I don't know not one fucking person that has had a child in the last 10 years that I said, you know what, that was a really good idea. We needed more of that person. You know, when I see a person says, I'm having a kid, I go, that's another 5 minutes I'm going to have to wait in line at the bagel store. Because it's another person that's just blinked into existence that is wasting my... And I can't do these type of bits on stage because people are just like, oh, my son's different.
But you don't know about Johnny.
He's so smart.
And he plays baseball.
He's going to be somebody. No, he's not. He's going to get a union card just like you. He's going to be a ham and egger and annoy the shit out of everybody. He's going to drive around with a dually pickup truck and truck nuts on it. with a fuck Joe Biden sticker on there. Right. But that's not an anti-Republican thing. I mean, the other side is just as crappy.
Yeah, they're all stupid.
With a Prius or
It'll be one of those, like, you know the one with the little guy peeing, and he's peeing on, like, the Joe Biden
peeing
thing?
On something. Peeing on Joe Biden or peeing on Ford or...
Peeing on Ford, yeah, it's like a Chevy.
Chevy's better than Ford. Same thing.
I remember being young and being at like one of those fairs that like they sell those things at. The like Chevy's better than Ford, Ford's better than Chevy, blah blah.
There's always some backyard NASCAR
and having no idea, like what does that even mean? Like, and my dad being like, well, you know, some people that have Fords think it's better than a Chevy. I'm like, Dad, you have a Toyota. He's like, yeah.
Everybody hates you. That's Toyota. Like, go back to Toyota thigh.
Yeah, they're like, Mah! Japanese car. Get out of here. Toyotas last forever, though. I don't know about you guys.
Toyota, It could, but then you have to drive a Toyota, though. Let's be honest. Like, I don't mind.
I'm a proud Toyota driver. Do you have a Toyota, too? Toyota for life, man.
I just like to have room, you know? I feel like those cars are made for very small people, and I'm fat. I'm fat. There's a big and tall male store. Why isn't there, like, a big and fat car store? Like, these cars are designed for people,
who are big and fat.
It's a big and fat store.
That's so funny.
Cars.
Yeah, you wouldn't exactly see me like in a Mini Cooper, that's for sure. But I do have to say my RAV4 is very spacious.
My RAV4 is very spacious.
It is.
Sounds like a commercial right there.
Yeah. Please sponsor me, Toyota. Thank you.
Imagine. Oh, yeah, no. I would, if Toyota sponsored me.
He's like, fuck yeah, I love Toyotas.
Anything.
Fast forward to like 20 episodes from now, right? All of a sudden, Rob's being sponsored by Toyota, and he's like, I love Toyotas. Let me tell you about my RAV4.
Toyota, do I love my Toyota? Like, what? I can be sponsored by fucking... I could be sponsored by, like, the most nothing shit.
Yeah.
I mean, do you guys like chalk? Boy, do I love chalk.
Edible chalk.
I don't even use a pen anymore. I just use a chalkboard wherever I go. Sponsored by the chalk industry. Like, hey.
Sponsored by... You're like, do you guys like crack cocaine?
Crack? Sometimes.
Do I have the pipe for you?
Show that pipe again.
And here it is, ladies and gentlemen.
What did you do with the crack pipe now? Because I just envision that you don't want to throw it away because you don't want to... Who was it again that gave it to you?
My fiance's aunt.
Fiance's aunt. So you don't want to throw it away because it's a nice gift, but at the same time, like, you can't... Can you smoke weed at all in a crack pipe? Have you tried?
I haven't tried. But I have a feeling, now anybody who smokes weed understands that, like, when there's a hole that is too large in the bottom of the bowl, right, you eat the weed, and it's not fun. It's really gross. And so, like, this is one of those situations where, like, could I seemingly put weed in this little crack pipe and try to smoke it like it's a one-hitter? Yes. Will I be eating 90% of the bowl when I light it on the first hit? 100% yes. So I feel like not worth it. Have you ever smoked a one-hitter? Sorry, I'm involving people that aren't on the show.
Hey,
talk to them.
No, it's usually got a little something in there. Not like it thins out, like a pipe, like an actual smoking pipe.
Yeah.
It's a little thinner, area that you can hit from so that it doesn't suck the whole.
Yeah, or like one hitters sometimes, like the one hitters that I've seen, they look like cigarettes, and you like they come they come with a little box. It's about yay big. Can we put a photo of this up there too? Comes a little brown box. You'll see the photo. You like put the weed in one side. You have the one hitter in the other side. You like dip. You pack it in.
Dip.
Yeah, you like dip. You pack it. Anybody who knows, you know. You don't. But anybody who smokes weed knows exactly what I'm talking about.
I know. I've seen this.
And I've seen this one hitter you speak of, and then you just smoke it like it's a cigarette, and you're like, and that's it.
Why does it sound like that? Are you eating soup?
You know, I'm like 95 smoking a cigarette. I'm like.
No, you know what? When I smoke weed, I can't anymore because I get panic attacks and I'll just.
Oh yeah, that's not fun.
And I hate that. But when I was like, my friends don't give me shit. Like my bowl of choice was the little corn cob, the little baby corn cobs that you get. You ever see when you go to like the tobacco store sometimes? Where they have little tiny ass corn cob pipes. They look like ridiculous.
Yeah.
I loved those. Those
yeah,
are my
they're
favorite.
cute.
The only reason was because I'm lazy and. You know, it gets a little resonated and gross after a while.
100%.
Well, these things are like $2, so you get one and you use it for like a couple of days, what have you, and then you just throw it the fuck away.
Oh yeah.
And you don't have to worry about it. And I don't know, I just felt like it was just cool, like hippie shit, I guess.
It is cool. Honestly, some of those little bowls that they give you for free or like $2 at the smoke shops, they have lasted way longer than anticipated. I got one in Florida at a smoke shop, and it was like, leave us a Google review and take a free bowl. And I was like, wait, really? Like, that's all I have to do is just, like, leave you a review? And they're like, yeah, if you could just go on Google and put something positive. And so I, like, went on Google, gave them 5 stars, and was like, love this place. And then I, like, showed them, and they're like, take a bowl.
What was it? In a smoke shop?
Yeah, it was a smoke shop. And they had like the miniature little bowls you're talking about, but they weren't like the corn cob ones. They were like literally just like
glass ones,
little small miniature glass ones.
Just go on and then change your review later. But these people
fuck
are
them.
pieces.
They made me write this. They held a gun to my head.
They will die. Who's the fat lesbian?
Yeah.
It's the beginning of a show. Like, who's the fat lesbian?
It's Haley.
The theme song.
No, she can't be fat. She's pretty.
Why is that funny? Can't be fat and pretty. They ain't never made that same combination before.
I had a friend in high school who her dad like said something to her one time about me because I came out very young. I came out of the closet when I was 15.
Well, like
right?
I said earlier, you're like
no, gold star.
Like, yeah.
Forever. But I came out young, so like I remember one of my friends' dads was like, that Allie, she's really pretty, she doesn't need to be a lesbian or something like that. I'm like, are lesbians meant to be ugly? Like, I don't know. Is that...
That's a weird thing. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
Imagine if that's how it works.
Right?
Well, you're not going to land a regular man, so...
Get over to the ladies.
Like, how bad does it have to go?
Yeah, meanwhile, I feel like...
I mean, there's some pretty heinous men out there.
Yeah.
Just like...
And I can't...
Point.
Like, what? Yeah.
It's a weird stereotype that absolutely must have existed. Like... Women become lesbians.
100%. Well, that's it. You ran out of choices. You cut off all your hair, and now you're a lesbian. Well, you know what I think is funny also is women, I don't know if you can agree with this, are quite picky. So to like assume that it's like, all right, well, now a lady's going to date me because...
Yeah. It's a weird one.
It's a weird one. That's a thinker.
So what makes men gay then? What is that?
These are the questions. Anyone?
Yeah.
Anyone? Does anybody have an answer?
What makes men gay?
Any gay men watching? If you could just fill in on the bottom. We're just wondering.
Why did you do that to yourself?
Asking for a friend from 2 people that can't understand why someone would like a penis.
I believe in reincarnation.
Oh.
So my whole feeling is this is where I come from. It's so weird.
I love this segue.
It's not like a funny thing.
Okay.
I believe in reincarnation. So I feel like reincarnation explains most every sort of feeling and thing. Because people will constantly be like, like, why am I attracted to men and not attracted to women? Well, if you were a woman in your last, whatever, how many lives, and all of a sudden now you're,
True.
in a man's body, like, you might still feel the same.
You still have those.
Wouldn't that be? And that explains everything. Like,
that makes sense too.
Transgender, like, I don't feel like I'm a woman. I feel like I'm a man. Well, that's because you've always been
in your past life.
Past life for that, And there's so many different things. I mean, because people will talk about the physical changes of people or the sexual choices of people, but they'll never talk about the the cultural choices of people too.
Yeah.
It's just as bizarre. Like, I have a friend, my friend Johnny. I've known him my whole life, and Johnny was raised in Port Jefferson in an Italian family.
Okay.
So I gotta switch over the colors. And so raised, he's like a 6 foot tall Italian kid from Port Jeff.
Okay.
That's how he's raised, and he started learning Japanese, and all these years later, he lives in this little village in Japan, married to a Japanese woman, has Japanese kids. Like, he doesn't even speak English anymore. Like,
really?
And they go, well, how did that happen? Like, what was it? I'm like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
There was never ever a moment of
interesting. How cool,
he
though.
was exposed to Japanese culture in some way. So I'm like, oh man, could this possibly be like one of these scenarios where,
in his previous,
he was previously a Japanese person for lifetimes, and now all of a sudden you're just
he's drawn to it.
Well, you think about like all kinds of stuff that explains. Like, you see a person and they're able to pick up, like, playing the piano like that. You're like, wow, how did that happen? Oh, maybe they played piano.
That's so funny.
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't necessarily explain everything, but I feel like it's a lot better than every religion just tries to be like, you know what it is. It's because you're possessed by the devil.
And it's God, of course. Because
it's like, I'm saying, like, the only reason that you like the ladies is Satan.
And if you pray to God, then he might save you.
He might save you from being a lesbian. That's just that's how God would work. That's
how God would work.
So you're basically telling me that God is perfect, except
of course.
When God is completely not perfect, which is most of the time. Because what's the percentage, would you think, of people that are gay in the world, in the planet?
Okay, so I'm going to talk on another old statistic, because this one's probably from like 2008, I would say, but it was like 10% at one point.
Was this a Gallup poll or something? Where was this from?
This is 1-800-polls.com. No, I have no idea.
Don't go to 1-800-polls. .com. Why is it a phone number /
1-800-polls.com.
I have a 9-round shader tube, Diana. Asking my wife for stuff in the middle of this.
That's all right.
Loves to be on the camera.
She's a gem.
So wait, you were talking about this poll of the community, and they said that the reason that there was how many
It was 10%, but I'm sure it's more now.
That's it?
I'm sure it's more now. This is an old statistic. This is pre same-sex, because I've been gay for a while now. So, like, when I came out, like, it was not legal. Like, I mean, you've been alive, It was not legal.
It's so fucking weird to think back, like, 20 years ago, and it was just like, it's an abomination against humanity. Like,
well, you know what I think is just as crazy, too? Like, if you want to talk about, like, things, because I'm big into, like, laws and constitution and stuff like that. I think it's very interesting. I find that to be very, very interesting. Here. And, like, it wasn't even legal to marry someone of a different, like, race.
Yeah.
How crazy is that? Like, the government had a say over, like, the same-sex marriage thing. Obviously, that's crazy to me because whatever. But, like, for me, that feels almost less crazy because, like, people were so against gay people that it was just, like, whatever. I'm like, you told someone that they couldn't marry someone that, like, was a different race?
Okay, because when it comes down to it, you can be, like, as weird as it is, you can hide behind religion. When it comes to the whole idea of homosexuality, but there's no part in the Bible that's like, if you're white,
You can't marry.
That part
Yeah,
of the like it's no,
like
what?
that's so crazy. That part, like, and like, yes, not that like either one of us would agree per se on the religion aspect of the gay thing, right? But like, I would say that makes more sense to me than I'm like gonna get kicked out of the gay club. But hold on, my head. Yeah, I'm gonna get kicked out of the club.
Yeah, you shouldn't marry like.
Yeah, I don't know.
You should marry like wherever the hell you want.
Yeah.
It's weird that the government has any involvement in marriage whatsoever. It's like
it's strange, right?
It's a religious sacrament.
Yeah.
You know and so like it's so if that's the whole thing. We need to make marriage for gays legal. I'm like, no, all that they have to do is form a church and be like, we're gay church. Oh, you're gay church?
Gay church,
and
all right.
In this church, we call marriage this.
Yeah, and then that's it. Okay, you're allowed.
Do nothing about it because it's their church. Like, it's, how do you have such a weird world we lived in?
We do have a weird world. It's very strange. But it's interesting.
It is. That's definitely strange and interesting.
Speaking of the reincarnation thing, one thing I thought was funny that you just said before was with the like kids who like are not. So I have my nephew. He like my family has a piano, right? And like he came over my house and he like was sitting at the piano and he's like playing around with it with two hands, which I find is crazy because he's not even 2 years old yet, and he's never taken piano lessons. So like but the instinct for him was like use both hands, which I thought was really cool.
All right.
So for Chris, I like bought him a little baby piano. I got it for like $30 online. It's super cute. This blue little like Melissa and Doug piano. And I get it for him, and he's like playing it and throwing his head back like he's Elton John while he's like playing. Like he's like, da, da, da. And I'm like, how do you've never like taken a piano lesson? I don't think you've ever seen anything where someone's like rocking out on the piano, but like, it's interesting that you say reincarnation because it's not something I ever thought of, but.
I do friggin' believe that like so much of it, I read a really good book by this guy, Brian Weiss, who's a doctor, a psychiatrist, and he kind of stumbled into the whole reincarnation thing by doing past life, by doing regressive hypnosis.
Ooh,
which, so basically, it was the whole idea was, people would come into his office and they'd have, fears and phobias, and they didn't know why, and a lot of it was just buried trauma. So, when I was like, 7 years old, I almost drowned and I blocked it out, and so we go into these regressive hypnosis states, and then he'd come out, or they'd come out and they'd be like, wow, I feel so much better. I didn't know I almost drowned, and that's why
XYZ.
That's why I am the way I am, And then so what happened was he had a patient who was a nurse in the hospital that he worked at, and he couldn't get to the root cause of one of her phobias, which was happened to be drowning as well.
Oh, wow,
and,
okay.
And so he finally, out of desperation, just was like, well, take me back to the time when you first remember being afraid of the water. And then she told this whole story about being in the Phoenician Empire, and he was like,
interesting.
Okay, what kind of psychosis or nonsense do I have here? And he started talking to his colleagues who did this, and they were like, oh yeah, sometimes that'll happen. And I was like, no, sometimes that doesn't just happen. And then he kept on doing it, and people were coming out in these states, and it always circulated around a fear or a phobia.
That's
and I'm like,
crazy.
Well, that makes a lot of sense, because that is a gut instinct that you have that makes no sense logically whatsoever.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you can equate it to or attribute it to something that might have happened at a young age.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Or a parent's, anxiety about a situation. But, I'm like, do you have any weird phobias?
Yeah.
What do you...
That's so strange.
What do you
Me? Do I have any?
You have a little strange one?
Not really. I have like weird things, if you will, but not like nothing I would call a phobia. I don't like sticky stuff, right? Like if I get sticky on my body, like I've had the tendency to freak out if it's like something, like I've had sticky get on my body and then I can't get it off. Like you keep washing it with soap. It freaks me out. But no like weird like underlying like, oh, I'm locked in a closet type fears. Nothing like I'm afraid of water. No, I can't think of anything per se like that. Like
I'm
more
fucked
internal
up when it comes
stuff.
to like bridges.
Okay.
I don't like
Interesting.
a bridge. I don't like certain parts of the bridge for some reason too. Like when we're going over it, there's certain points on a bridge. It's like this height's not good. That height was okay. And I'm like, meh. Yeah, so it's just stupid. What does that even mean?
Are you like a top or bottom? I know people that are weird with bridges. They either do like only the bottom or only the top when it's two
I
levels.
thought this was going a totally different way.
Oh, yeah.
Are you a top or a bottom? I was straight, but I guess.
You're like, we're back to the gay question. Gay men, we are back to you.
I think you guys had a top and a bottom. No, I don't want to be on the bridge at all. If I have to be on the bridge, definitely the bottom side, yeah. Because I feel like it's I don't realize I'm on a bridge then.
Okay, fair. It's like an illusion.
And sometimes it's totally fine, and sometimes I'm freaked the fuck out in the car, and I don't understand it.
Are you like one of the people that rolls the windows down while you're on the bridge, just in case?
No.
Oh, I know people like that too.
You can't roll the window down. No.
Oh, okay.
No,
Really?
No, don't even like touch the window. Like if I'm driving the car, it's just like straight like this, and I'm just like, don't even turn the music down.
Interesting.
Roll your guy. I don't know what it is.
Interesting.
I just think maybe there's some kind of old, thing going on there. Who knows?
I wonder. You should do a little hypnosis and see what's up.
It's it's interesting. I definitely I think that sometimes maybe it is just something that's locked in your brain that you can't remember anymore.
Well, trauma gets passed on. To get deep if you want. We could touch a little deep. We can step away from the funny stuff.
Touch it deep.
But trauma can be passed on in the womb before you even have a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
Because your nervous system is the first thing that is created when you're pregnant, right? So if the mom has any sort of trauma, that's passed on instantly. So if you generational trauma is very weird because it literally gets passed on before people even know they're pregnant sometimes because it's literally part of the nervous system, which is the first thing that's happening.
That's so wild.
Isn't that fucked up?
I think so that if your mom had a harrowing experience with heights or something, it could be something that gets passed on to me.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it's why am I so afraid of this XYZ?
Mom doesn't even have a fear of heights. My mom took her on a hot air balloon ride. I was like, what are we doing? You're going on that?
Yeah, you're like, I fucking hate heights, Mom.
Going up in that thing.
Yeah.
I want to go up there in the hot air balloon.
I want to go. Help me.
I was like, look how high my mom is. Get it?
It's the weed callback.
Oh.
Heights freak me out, but I wouldn't say I'm afraid of them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. A healthy respect of things is one thing. I don't like, another thing that weirds me out is when things are disproportionate. Things are just too big for their own good. Mm-hmm. I don't know, certain creatures I'll see and I'm just like, oh, it shouldn't be that big. It just shouldn't be, and it weirds me out.
It's freaking me out, man.
But I think that one relates to when I was a kid, I had a severe panic attack at the circus on the back of a circus elephant.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did you really?
I was a child, and I remember my grandmother put me in my aunt's lap on the top of one of those,
Interesting.
Those shitty, dirt mall circus. Elephants. The ones that literally should have been saved.
Help us, help.
And they were like, no, we can't save this elephant. We're just gonna let him tour children around Clyde Beatty Cole Brothers slum circus. just feeding it I don't even know what they did. Just beat the shit out.
Yeah, they're whipping it so that it
energy
and
drinks.
you're sobbing, and this fucking thing is
Oh yeah, no. I'm
the elephant.
I remember the elephant's ears being so gigantic.
Oh my god.
And that's why I think that's probably why you have this weird fear of giant shit like that.
What's your take on elephants now?
I love them.
Okay.
I absolutely love them. They don't freak me out, which is weird. They should, right?
Yeah, maybe.
So maybe it's not from that. I don't know. No, I think they're awesome. I think elephants are awesome. I think that I would buy a bunch if I could.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I mean, not in any weird way. I wouldn't have a circus or nothing.
Not like a Tiger King thing.
I love my town, but at the same time, I hate most of the people in my town.
Fair.
So I would just knock down the local Walgreens and I would put it in an elephant pasture.
That is smart.
And I'd fuck them,
Hey, I like that idea.
Where do Walgreens go? Where are elephants here?
It's my elephant place.
Because this is, because you people are stupid. There you go. I'll knock down their favorite dive bar and put a bunch of elephants in there. There you go.
Yeah, right. Oh, if you knock down the dive bar, you'll piss off the drunks. And if you knock down the Walgreens, you're going to piss off the old people.
Yeah, that's exactly the people I want to piss off.
Yeah.
And I put a bunch of elephants there, and you cannot fuck with an elephant.
No.
You know, like they put elephants like put like a turret on their back. You know, what are those like with archers and shit?
You know, it's a wild animal that I didn't realize was so massive until I like visited a zoo. Tigers. Did not realize that they were as massive as they were. I mean, I've now known for many moons because I went to the zoo for the first time in like 2015.
What?
Yeah, very, very late in life, very late in life. My parents didn't like zoos. I don't know, whatever.
Okay.
But, you know, I like to talk about it as trauma. No.
The animal people? Are they like pro-animal? Or
They're not,
zoos?
no, they just are like not like gonna take us to the zoo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do they serve beer at the zoo? No? Okay, they're not taking us to the zoo. You know what I mean?
Do at Busch Gardens?
Now they do, but back when I was young, they didn't serve alcohol at any of these places. So, like, you know, so it was just like, maybe we could go to, like, the Jimmy Buffett concert. Like, I remember going to a Jimmy Buffett concert when I was young.
So, Jimmy Buffett, no tigers.
Yeah, but so I saw a tiger in my adult life, and I was like, holy shit. But this thing is fucking big.
You never realized how big they were.
No, I had no idea. You only see them on photos, and like, yeah, that doesn't do anything justice.
Oh man, tigers.
They're cool.
Yeah, they're cool. But after I watched that Tiger King documentary, I just realized that anybody that has a tiger is just like, it's just nobody I want to know.
No,
you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely
if
not.
you were like the coolest person and you're like, do you want to come over and see my tiger? I'd be like, listen, we don't.
You'd be like, whoa, that's weird.
We don't converse anymore. You know, it was nice. It was nice while it lasted.
Like, this was a fun, short-lived friendship.
Keep a tiger. I like to have something that, like, I'm not even convinced that my cat at home is like, you know.
Cats are cool. Cats are cool,
Depends on
but
the moment with this thing, you know.
that's fair. This is so fun.
I think we're just about done.
I think it looks
Soap
beautiful.
all over you.
Green soap. Why do they call it green soap?
I don't know why the name green soap. I know it used to be used in the hospitals as like a medical soap.
Okay.
For like scrub downs and stuff in the OR.
Because it's not green,
dry.
right?
No, it has a little color to it that kind of can look greenish.
Okay.
Brownish, yellowish, you know.
Like a little mucusy. That's like a green, yellow, brown.
Look, that's how America is. We just name things that are, yeah, these people are red. I'm
Yeah.
like, really? They're not red.
Yeah.
They're kind of more beige.
It's like a tan.
You're black. He's not black either. He's sort of brown.
Yeah.
You guys are just not good with
They're
colors.
like, all right, looks like a really, really hydrated human pee. Call it green soap.
Green soap. It's like, white people definitely named it that. They're
Oh,
not good with-
100%.
They're not good with colors.
No, my mom and I got in a fight one time over this orange suitcase that was like so clearly orange, and she was like, yeah, my red suitcase.
How they're
We're like, what the fuck, Mom? It's not red. It's orange. We're like, what color is this? She's like, orange. I'm like, this is also the same color. No, that's my red suitcase.
How do you say it? Say the color.
Orange.
Yeah. Where were you brought up?
Spion, I told you.
Orange and Florida. Like,
You know what?
I mean, because we're not that far away from Spionk. It's not
No.
like she's in another state. Like, we have a totally different accent.
I was
Florida.
told in college that I did not sound like I was from Long Island.
No.
Multiple people told me that. But then I have friends that grew up on Long Island with me as well, that like live in other places now, and they're like, your accent is so thick. Yes.
You don't have an accent, but you
I didn't
do,
think so.
but you don't.
It's like a weird.
Everybody kind of does.
If you heard my sister is like straight up Long Island.
Long Island.
Yeah, she's like, what the fuck? What with them?
I am in. We are in and on. I like it. I think it came out good.
I think it came out
I think it
awesome.
came out cool. And that is yet another episode of Who the F is Rob White. I am Rob White, and this is my guest, Allie Walker. Allie, say any...
Follow me on Instagram, Allie Walker Comic, Alley. And that's it, really.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you for being on the show.
Yeah.
And please like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you guys next time.
Is